Hello, friends. Today I'm going to talk about one really a very big decision taken by the cabinet to approve National Recruitment Agency, the first of its kind all over India, as a single body to regulate all the government jobs recruitment process. Now, let us see how this entire thing works. But first of all, why did this National Recruitment Agency come into being at all? There were certain pitfalls, shortcomings in the recruitment process of various government agencies who were recruiting. So, those were to shorten the recruitment cycle, which was taking as long as 18 months in some of the public sectors like railways and other things. Okay, dates were clashing with regard to each and every recruitment agency which was doing. Suppose bank exam was today, recruitment RRB also would have been today. So a candidate loses by not attending an exam even though he had paid the fees for that. So both the recruitment agencies were not actually speaking to each other to adjust the dates in such a way that the candidate can write all the exams he has appeared for. So the leakages of question papers was one of the national problems which they want to address through this. Then the centers for which the examinations would be conducted can be expanded through this NRA. Then the minimum eligibility for the candidates would also be taken into consideration to be uniform in matter as far as this NRA is concerned. Now, what are the main functions of the NRA? NRA is vested the responsibility of conducting preliminary entrance exam, which is Tier 1 exam, okay, for all the government, central government and state government jobs. So, some 20 public sector and government offices recruitment agencies are presently in vogue conducting recruitments at various places in different fashions, out of which presently under NRA, 3 government agencies recruitment process is going to be brought under this NRA. The one will be banking, that is Institute of Banking and Personal Services. The second will be Staff Selection Commission. The third is Railway Recruitment Board. Now you'll be wondering what are the other 17 recruitment process which will be brought under that going forward. They are, LIC, BARC, DRDO, UPSC, UGC, CSIR, Civil Services Exam, FCI, then CTET. These are the top 12. Apart from this, they can also be paramilitary forces examination, then National Police Academy examination, National Defense Academy examination. So there are other things also which I have not added here because I wanted to mention the top 12. Now, let us see what are the main features of this NRA. NRA is now having the responsibility of conducting common eligibility test as it is defined. Okay, this by qualifying in this common entrance or rather eligibility test, you will be eligible to go to the next level of that particular government body which is recruiting. Usually there are 3 processes. One is first level exam, second level exam, and the third is the interview. In this 3-step process, the first is going to be eligible, the first is going to be a qualifying mark criteria for you to go to the second level. And this is going to be uniform across all the central government and state government jobs. Okay, this is what now NRA is going to define. Okay, the marks what you score, okay, in this particular NRA, that is common eligibility test, will be valid for a period of 3 years from the date of declaration of the result. Mind you, not from the date of examination, but from the date the result is declared. This gives a leverage for people who have been born between the date of exam and between the and on the date of declaration of the result to have an advantage of getting eligible for that exam. So this is a good move. Now, there is no restriction for the number of attempts you want to make to increase your score in this because different government agencies will try to put minimum eligibility as some mark which you and I may not be knowing at this particular stage. So, to improve your marks, also you can attempt a number of times. Now, this exam is going to be conducted in 12 Indian languages to start with. It could extend more than that. The scores which you score in this CET will be valid even for state government and some of the top private companies going forward, though it is not yet declared. This examination process is going to be online exam to avoid any sort of paper leakage or any other pitfalls they were presently encountering. Now, the centers for this examinations is presently fixed at 117, which is going to be further enhanced to other districts and towns. Relaxation of age limits for appearing in the CET is allowed for SC, ST and BC candidates. Okay. Now we have seen the top features. Now, what is still not clear? That means what still the government needs to come out with more details are what are the subjects which will be in this common eligibility test. We don't know. Usually it could be English, general English, mental aptitude, reasoning, logical thinking, computer awareness, stuff like this. So we don't know really what are the subjects or the modules which will be included in this CET. Then what is the qualifying mark which will define the person as passed? That also we are not aware. What is the time limit for this entrance exam? We don't know still. Then what is the age limit which is for CET, after which a candidate may not be able to appear or from which he will be able to appear? This also we are not very clear. When will the CET come into effect? We are not still clear. What will be the fees for the exam? We still are not there. However, look out for my video. You will get more details as and when the government announces more details on the CET. So friends, this is what I wanted to share with you. Wishing you all the best for this great opportunity, because this is one of the landmark cabinet approvals which we have got, making all the citizens in India between that age group to be eligible for all the government and the state government jobs. Okay friends, see you. Good luck. Bye.